One man who knows about the role of the United States firsthand, Lieutenant General Dan McNeill, commander of U.S. forces in Afghanistan. He's at Bagram Air Base this morning. General McNeill, good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good morning, Ms. Kirk, and good morning to all of the Today Show team from the coalition team here in Afghanistan.
Well, thank you. There was a serious assassination attempt, General, I know, on President Karzai last week. There are also reports that suspected Al-Qaeda and Taliban members are re-entering Afghanistan. Are you fearful that once again Afghanistan has become a hotbed for those planning terrorist activities?
Afghanistan is a much better place today, Katie, than it was 6 months ago. It'll be better tomorrow than it is today as long as we continue to do what we're doing, and that is helping the Afghan people get back on their feet. Indeed, I've heard or read the same media reports that you have about Al-Qaeda. It's not anything different from what we predicted in June, that we expected to see them come back in smaller numbers, perhaps more often. And we have set our force in such a way, and we've got what we need to continue this fight. We're ready for it.
General, how worried are you, though, about internal pressure or internal struggles happening in country with the individuals in Afghanistan? In other words, about some of these terrorists once again getting a foothold there?
Well, Afghanistan is a country with a 23, 24-year history of war and totalitarian regimes. Certainly, it would be an unreasonable expectation of us to think that the government will be perfect in its administration within a matter of months. They get better every day, in my view. I'm not a politician. I don't make policy. But just living here, I'm fairly confident they get a little stronger, they get a little better every day. And I think we all ought to have patience. We all ought to continue to help them, especially the international community, which was so generous in its offers to donate $4.5 billion U.S. We just need to come forward with those things. The force that I'm responsible for needs to continue to have the support not only of America, but all the countries that are part of the coalition. If we all move forward together, this country will find its ultimate destiny.
General McNeill, what about the search for Osama bin Laden? I know that U.S. troops have been focusing lately on the border areas. Can you give us a progress report on that?
First, they're not solely U.S. troops. It's a coalition force, and I do concede that we are working quite a bit in the eastern provinces. We are not solely focused on any personality. There's no compelling evidence to say that Osama is alive. There's none to say he's dead. There are many other leaders of Al-Qaeda. There are many former Taliban leaders that we would have equal interest in, but we're not focused singularly on any one personality. Job one for this force is to close with and destroy, either by capturing or killing, what's left of terrorists and those organizations that support terrorists. We'll get it done. And
in closing, General, how long do you think U.S. forces will be in Afghanistan?
I will leave that to Mr. Rumsfeld, General Franks, and others who set policy. I will simply tell you what I've been told. I'm here till the job gets done.
As General Schwarzkopf would say, that's decided at a pay grade higher than mine. Lieutenant General Dan McNeill, commander of U.S. forces in Afghanistan. General McNeill, thanks so much for talking with us. We appreciate it, and good luck to you and all the men and women who are working for you over there.
Thank you so much. And they are great men and women.
All right. Now let's go back to Matt in Studio 1A.